Hello.
Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Jane.
Hi,
Hi.
Jane. Hi,
Hey,
Jamie.
Brooke.
Hi,
Hey.
Rose.
Good to see you both.
Yeah, likewise.
So, Jane, you're calling from Southern California?
Yes, I am.
Where?
Newport Beach.
Okay.
Do you know where that is?
Yes.
Okay. And you're in Oakland.
I'm in Oakland. And Jamie is at...
Missouri.
Wow. So you are 1 hour or 2 hours later than that?
2 hours.
2
I'm at
hours.
Central Time. Yeah.
So it's going to be 8 to 10 for you.
Yep.
Nice. Nice. All dinner finished, sitting down for relationships.
And
Woohoo.
I'll have dinner after.
Yeah, me too. Well, we should have six people. 6 or 7. Horace the cat. 1. Who are you?
Jack, we saw her last week.
Hi, Jack.
Good evening.
And your full name is?
Well, my legal name is Liz Klein, but I go by Jack.
No, not you. I'm asking Horace the cat.
This is Daniel Rubovna. His name is Danny, but he's a purebred Siberian cat. And when they sent me his pedigree, he had a last name, Rubovna.
Wow.
So
Fancier than any of our last names.
yeah.
And so we have Jane, we have Jamie, we have Jack, and we have
Horace the cat.
What's your full name, love?
Barbara Wilt, W-I-L-T.
Okay, I will. Do you know how to change your name to Barbara in the screen?
I don't.
May I?
Please.
Okay. Welcome, Sarah.
Sorry, it took a while to get my machine off. Yep.
Why is your machine off?
Well, I mean, to get mute off. And I'm not on video because I'm eating dinner. Is that okay? Or shall I just eat dinner on the screen?
Eat dinner
on the screen.
Oh boy. Okay. I will do that.
So that we can also eat
let me get
dinner
settled
with you.
first here, and then I'll do that.
Okay, let's get started. I think we have 2 more people coming. Nikki is going to be here. And who is the other person? Let me check 1 second. Oh, Nikki will be 15 minutes late. Okay, we'll see whoever comes. So, just to make sure we are at the right place, this is Finding My Life Partner Manifestation Program. And hopefully, what we want is soon after this program, you will all get your life partners. That's the intention, right? Won't that be fun? That would be really cool.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Oh my
In
God.
8 weeks, right?
What have I started? Big load. Uh-oh, hold on. Someone can't find the link. I sent it to everyone. One second, love.
Sarah, is it your dinner time? Is it 6 o'clock?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
and that's my dog. So I will mute myself again.
I think you were here last week, right?
Okay, I've sent it to Kathleen. I thought I sent it to her. Sorry, the first class, a few logistical issues would come up. Hey, Kathleen, this is Roke. I am good. Did you get it? Okay, and I also sent it by, your email is kmac, right? At Hotmail? At hotmail.com. I sent it from dare to manifest at gmail.com also to your email, I think this morning or yesterday.
So if it's 8 weeks, we will have somebody on December 12th.
So are you joining by phone or by computer? Yeah, iPad will be better. Yes, it is. Yeah. So check, search for, there you are. I can find you, see you on the screen. Okay. Okay. Yes, so just know that all the emails coming from me will be coming from dare to manifest at gmail.com. And sometimes if it's the first email, it goes to the spam folder. So if you don't find the Zoom link or anything I've promised and you don't see it, just check your spam folder as well. So let's get started. Nikki will join us whenever she does, but I think we have the full team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Nikki, and there's someone else, 8. We'll see. Okay, so since this is the first meeting, I would love to go over each person and please pronounce the name that you would like to be called, where you are calling from, and a brief 1 or 2 lines on what is, I guess, what is your intention is to get a life partner, but in terms of, you know, what is the, you know, intention that you would like to set, where are you in terms of dating, a little bit about yourself and your connection with wanting to find a life partner. Where are you? Have you been looking? Have you given a gap? You're looking for, you know, I don't know, a poly relationship, whatever that is related to getting us know you a little bit in terms of your relationship status. So I will start with Barbara. Mute yourself when you speak and then unmute yourself when you speak and mute when you are done. Go ahead, Barbara.
Okay, so I'm unmuted.
No, we can hear you.
Okay, good. So, yes. Okay, what can I say?
Wait a moment, Barbara. This Nikki is also can't find the link. Oh my God. It's the same link always. Hey, Nikki. I sent the link always from Dare to
Right.
Manifest. I sent it 2 days ago. So probably you missed the email.
I'm sorry.
I sent the link 2 days ago. Probably you missed the email. But I also sent it now on both your phone and your email.
I'm here. Thank you.
Good to have you. So the question on the table is, say your name, where you are calling from, and what's your relationship status? We'll start with Barbara.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Barbara Wilt, and I am calling from Sebastopol, California. So my relationship status at this point is I'm single and I don't want to be. And yeah, I'm 72 years old, and I've had 3 significantly long relationships in my life, but I want a partner to, have a wonderful companion for the rest of how many years I have left, because I'm running out of time. Most of my life is over.
You are a spanky elder. Most of your life is not over. Yes, it's
I
a
beg to
good
differ.
time.
I beg to differ. I don't think I'm going to live another 72 years.
Well, 30 more years at least. Let's hope for that.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to live that long. It's like,
It's quality, not quantity.
exactly. So anyway, I know she's out there. I just don't know how to find her. And the number one thing I would put on my list to, looking for a partner is that, I know we'll probably get into this, but she has to have a sense of humor and not take herself too seriously. And the number one thing is not to blame me.
Good one.
Yeah.
Let's start with the bottom lines here.
Yeah.
Not to blame you. Thank you, Barbara.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Jamie.
All right. My name is Jamie. I'm calling from Missouri. Yeah, I am single, and I actually was in a 14-year relationship and marriage and divorced in 2016. And after that, I really took a lot of time to myself and realized I had a lot of grieving to do, and also feel like I was going through at that time what I like to call a midlife reassessment. So I had no interest in dating, and I really spent a lot of time getting to know myself and realizing a lot of parts of myself I neglected during my marriage, but didn't realize necessarily I was doing that because I didn't necessarily know myself really well. So my whole trajectory of life changed, and I really have been very happy and doing things that make me happy and are who I am. And I said during that time, and then I also wanted to find lesbian community during the last few years, and I have found that. And I was very adamant when I found the community that I didn't want to date. I just wanted community. But then I found myself obviously like finding sparks or seeing myself want to connect with people at a heart-to-heart level. So I've been conflicted for a while. Like, I kind of say I don't want it, but I'm kind of doing things that show that I do. So I guess I'm at a place now where I kind of am onto myself. I think I do want that kind of relationship, but I need to know myself better and know what I want. And there was a second part of that that just now escapes me. Yeah, know myself better, but also know what I'm looking for more specifically too. So I think I will get a lot of understanding, wisdom, direction from this class.
Good, very good. Thank you for doing all the self work. Without that, a relationship becomes harder.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Jack.
Hi everyone, my name's Jack. My pronouns, as you can see on my screen, are he and they. Do your best. I am in Northern California, San Francisco Bay Area in Walnut Creek. And I'm 52 and I have relatively little relationship experience, romantic relationship experience, I should say. I came out as lesbian, what I consider to be late, at 32. And had a number of experiences. I had a 4-year relationship that was very close, but also somewhat codependent. And I really had difficulty acknowledging the deal breaker in the relationship and letting go. And there was a lot that was going on at that time. And I started this really deep personal growth process, both in the energy class community and in 12-step Al-Anon. So Al-Anon is a 12-step program for people who've been affected by other people's alcoholism. And part of that time included, one of the recommendations is you don't date for a while till you've learned some things. And I've learned a lot about myself. I'm pretty clear about who I am, and yet my behavior hasn't changed in terms of seeking the relationship that I want in my life.
How do you know that?
How do I know what?
How do you know your behavior hasn't changed?
Well, in terms of taking action around dating, I've done that. I've done very little around that. So
Okay.
I dated someone for a couple months about 2 years after I broke up with my last relationship. And my last relationship ended in 2010. So it's been a long time. And I dated someone last year for a couple months. Went on an online dating app and kind of navigated that briefly. And I just haven't done a lot to
Got it.
and I think there's a lot of fear. I think I've also put a lot of my energy toward my health and career and the personal growth stuff. I have had some trouble with fatigue. I have chronic Lyme disease, and so there's sort of been this limited bucket of energy. And it's always felt like looking for dating or looking for partnership is going to take a lot of effort.
Mhm.
And I know that doesn't actually necessarily have to be the case. And it can
Right.
be fun.
Good. Thank you, Jack.
Yeah. And one more thing I think is important to share. In the last 2 years, where a lot of my attention has gone has been exploring my gender identity. And I now identify as well, a bunch of different words: genderqueer, non-binary, transgender, transmasculine. And that's been another kind of like, well, what does this mean in terms of relationship? And
Yep.
and it's become clear to me recently that, yeah, I still want to be with a lesbian. So
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for, opening that expansive field of gender identity here. Okay, so let's go to Nikki. For people who joined later, the question on the table: say your name, where you're calling from, and your current relationship exploration story. What are you up to these days? Oh my God. Hold on. Hello? What? I'm not sure what you are wanting. No. Bye. I'm sorry, I thought it's someone who wants to join. Okay, go ahead. Nikki.
Okay, I'm Nikki. I live in Oakland. Presently, I'm single. This is the happiest I've been single. In the past, I've been single and felt desperate, and I don't feel desperate. I have my latest ex and I broke up. We were together for almost 14 years, a number of years ago, like over 5, 6 years ago. And kind of like what Jamie said, I just spent the last couple of years just kind of internally connecting, and it was really good for me during COVID to have that part of myself. And I don't know how, I mean, I used to want to merge and have terrible boundaries, and I don't have that anymore. I'm much clearer with what's mine and what's not mine, and I'm not sure how to go about having a partnership at this point. I'm here, I'm signed up to the class, and I need a lot of autonomy. I mean, having been living on my own for the last number of years, I feel like I've befriended myself in a way that I haven't before. And I don't yet know how to like, do I want to live with someone? Or I mean, I don't even know those are important questions. It's sort of like what my real questions are: how willing am I to make my wish into a real reality? I mean, how willing am I to I can feel the parts of myself that really likes being alone and really likes having my own company and really likes having my own rhythm. And also this part of me that feels very drawn to being with other people. I feel like relationships are such a spiritual practice, and in addition to being fun and nurturing and all kinds of things. So I don't think I'm solid. Like in the past, I was so solid that that's what I wanted. I feel like I'm not as solid because it's a different image of what I had in a partnership before. It's much healthier, I would say.
Thank
I,
you very much.
I don't know how to create a healthy relationship. I mean, not that the other ones weren't healthy, but we just had some
We change. right?
difficult in our boundaries, and I feel like there's a lot more bottom lines that I would have right now.
We change, we develop our own techniques, we grow, and hence the relationships we look for seem to be different than what we took in before. So this is the opportunity to really be clear about who you are at this point and what is the relationship that you want to dream in. What is the partner you would like to who would walk into your life? And the whole class is about that. The whole class is for you to gain clarity on who are you right now, what are the skill sets and relationship muscles that you have, what are the skill sets and relationship muscles you might be working on, what makes you a good long-term life partner. That's the first part. Then we go into your life and look at, and this is something we did in one of the intro sessions, look at every aspect of your life and think of, okay, if a partner walks in, what are the attributes and values they walk in with to make each segment of my life better? Whether it's financial, whether it's home, whether it's your work, whether it's fun or recreation, how can someone walk in with the qualities that will make it better? Definitely not worse, but better than what it is now. So slowly through that, you start creating the persona of the person that you want to call into your life. And after that, we go into creating the woo-woo stuff, which is the container, which defines what the relationship would be like. And then you call in the person, and then you set all the parameters and resources for that to happen, with your responsibility being what you can do, and the rest being taken care of by your circle of resources. So that's kind of the overall agenda of this group.
Sounds good. I have
Okay.
a question that has nothing to do with anything. Is it okay to eat my dinner while we're doing this?
It is okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sarah is smiling because she just finished her dinner.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Sarah.
Thanks. Okay. Well, like Barbara, I'm over 70. And unlike some of you, I have dogs who bark, which you can probably hear in the background right now. And they're barking because my son just left the house. I live in the Cotati area of Sonoma County, so I'm pretty close to where Barbara is. I'm not too far from Nikki. But in any case, I've lived here for 6 years. Before that, I lived for 20 years in Hawaii and really loved Hawaii and would love to go back, but the housing prices have doubled since COVID. So chances are the best I can do is probably live there in the winter time. But in any case, I was in 2 long-term relationships, one for 10.5 years, one for 24 years.
Wow.
And you know, they fell apart in different ways. I'm still friends with the second one. The first one is a narcissistic bipolar demon, so I'm not friends with her. But I have 2 kids from that relationship, and they are emotionally affected as well. The kid from the second relationship is pretty steady and stable, and only my son lives with me, and he's the one who just left to go bowling. What do I want? I'm looking for a person to spend the rest of my life with, and there's a chance I might have found her already. She's in Portland, and I'm going to go visit her in around November 10th and stay for a couple of days. I'm also visiting other people while I'm up there, friends from high school, college, and my other daughter who's there. And so, you know, only time will tell whether the chemistry works as well together as it does from afar. So it'll be an interesting trip. And what else am I supposed to tell Roke? Tell me.
This is good.
This is good. Okay. Well, Roke,
Covered it out. Yes.
I know Roke separately from this group because I went with her to India recently. Well, recently, last winter. So I may lean on her a little bit for help now and then, like that. Anyway, it's nice to see you all. I'm actually, as you talk, I'm writing down where you're from so I can keep track of you better.
Good. Good.
But thank you. And thank you for letting me eat dinner.
Of course.
I will turn the volume off so that my dogs don't bother us too much.
Not a problem. Okay, let's go to Jane. Jane.
Hi, everybody. I loved all your stories. I just got out of got out of a 10-year off and on relationship in 2020 and decided I needed to just be on my own and learn how to take care of my needs. I'm a people pleaser, so I fall in love with people I can take care of who are emotionally unavailable. And I don't know if there's anybody out there that I wouldn't do my same thing. So it's been 2-3 years now since my last relationship. So when I saw that Finding My Life Partner manifestation program, well, I thought I should give it a try and see if I can do that. I think now that I'm on my own, I would prefer to live in 2 separate homes so that I don't lose myself. But I do have a craving to travel around the world with somebody and sleep with them at night. So, and be real intimate in our spirit, our soul, our heart. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know how to look, and I don't know how to be open. So the idea of really, law of attraction, becoming the person that focuses on that or is open to that seems intriguing to me. I did Al-Anon for a long time because my last partner, who I thought was the love of my life, and it was the narcissist of my life, and I'm gun shy. So I love people and I want to be with people. So here I am.
Thank you, Jen.
Jane, may I ask, where are you?
I'm in Newport Beach, California, Southern California.
Thank you.
So I am going to not pronounce your name, but I would let you pronounce it one more time. I do not want to make a mistake. Is it Dominica or Dominica? You are silent, love. You're muted.
Thank you. So it's Dominica.
Dominica. N.
Yeah.
N is the long one. Okay,
Mhm.
go for it.
Sure. Whatever helps you. So let's see. My relationship story. I was in an 8-year relationship and I was married, and then that ended about 4 years ago in a pretty kind of abrupt and unexpected way. I've done some dating since then. I also have a narcissist. We have recently broken up. That was about a month or so ago. So I am in recovery from that. That was a much less serious relationship. It was less than a year. And like we saw each other a couple times a week, but there's definitely some reverberation from my marriage ending happening there. So I'm just really interested in this space to kind of just clear some stuff and get better at manifesting. And I'm tired of having these sort of like karmic lessons with people, and really just interested in bringing in somebody who I can really grow with, who's aligned with me, who wants to build a life together, who wants to live together at some point, where those kinds of things aren't like off the table kind of at the start. So I'm really just kind of looking for someone who can meet me and can match me, because I feel like I really struggled with that in my dating life and not so much in other areas of my life. But yeah, I just kind of want to meet somebody who's more equal to me as far as my communication skills and like my maturity and the work that I've done on myself. I think that's really what I'm working on. So yeah, that's what I'd like to get out of life and
Right.
out of this class.
And you are in Berkeley, Oakland? Where
I
are
am in
you?
Oakland. Yeah.
Okay, great. And it's good to see you again.
Yeah,
We saw
it's
each
good to see you
other.
too.
I think the last speed dating I did, you were there.
I was, yeah, I went with a friend of mine. Uh-huh. That's true.
Good to see you
And I
again.
did a speed dating that you did a really long time ago. I think I've known you for quite some time. I was
Yes,
like
you have.
very,
Yes,
very,
you have.
very young then, so not less young now.
Yes. Kathleen, go for it.
I'm Kathleen, and I am also from Oakland. And I really resonated with a lot of what people were saying. It's been probably over 20 years, at least 20 years since I've been in a relationship. I also have energy issues. I have fibromyalgia. And for much of that time while I was working, there wasn't a whole lot of extra energy. I keep saying that I want a relationship and that I'm open to that, but I have not manifested that in my life. So it's kind of like, that's interesting. But now that I'm retired, energy is still an issue for me, but I have more space. At least I'm hoping to have more space to explore things. It's amazing how the rest of life rushes in to fill the void of work. But I've kind of put out to myself and to my family that I want to really look at dating and explore that. And when I saw this class, it's like, just sign up for it, don't think about it, the intro thing. And then I was really, I've done some speed dating and kind of more of the mechanics of how to connect with people with URORK in the past.
Yeah.
But what it was really sold me on this class is the more focus on what makes me a good partner. And so the focus really seems like that's going to be helpful and useful to me, whether I learn that maybe I don't really want to, or that I do, learn what that's going to look like. Yeah, so it just, and it also feels like, I mean, I've been procrastinating on getting out on the dating apps and stuff, and this just feels like a concrete step that makes sense, that's going to be useful to me. And
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So the first things first, we are going to build your beacon. What does that mean? It's like your whole persona. What are the different steps that makes you shine as a beacon that represents who you are? I know, don't think too much. Just take a paper and pen. Always in my class, paper and pen.
Could you give us an example, Roke?
No.
What
Paper
is
and
the
pen.
assignment?
No assignments yet. Just take a paper and pen. I will tell you. Tell you what to do. Good. Okay, so for all the people, all of you have been working on yourself, right? I hear it from each person in one way or other. You are all very growth-oriented people, and I really appreciate that. So what is the first thing in terms of personal growth? What's the first thing people tell you about? You must be this to grow and be a whole person. What does it mean to be a human? So to be a human, what is the first thing we have to be? I'll throw an example for the first one, and then it's going to be on you. First is self-awareness, right? We are creating the self, and the first step of any kind of growth or identity is to be self-aware, which means to know that I don't know. Basically that, right? It's like, am I aware of who I am? It doesn't matter good, bad, ugly. Am I aware of myself? Do I look at myself? Do I see all the qualities I have? Do I see where I break down? Do I see my triggers? Do I see my unconscious thought patterns? Do I see my negative belief systems? So the first step of your identity, and there are 7 steps, what you are creating is self-worth, the beacon of self-worth. So that if you have done or have missed any of these 7 segments, you can take a look at it and work on it. But first and foremost, we have to be self-aware without attachment. You know, it's not about getting attached to, oh my God, I don't know this. No, this is who I am. The second step of being a full human, self-appreciation. If you cannot appreciate yourself, no one else will. So, are you able to appreciate who you fully are? Self-appreciation. Can you appreciate who you are? Jamie, do you appreciate who you are? Tell us one thing you appreciate about yourself.
I appreciate that I really always have like a really pure heart with good intentions, even if I
Nice.
mess up.
Very good. Dominica, what do you appreciate about yourself?
I always find the humor in things.
Fantastic. Barbara, what do you appreciate about yourself? We can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Well, I really like to listen to other people's stories.
Nice. Take a moment, write down 5 things you appreciate about yourself. Go for it. Because you have to know what's good in you. So that when you walk your path, you can express that, you can lay it out, and it's easy for you to express the amazing thing you are. I appreciate about myself. What are the 5 things you can think off the bat? What you appreciate about yourself? If you have already covered those 5, now what I want you to write another 5 that friends who know you would say that they appreciate about you. Go on. Look at yourself from all the people who are close to you. What would they say that they appreciate about you?
This is Sarah. I have a sick dog, and
Yeah.
my vet called during the first one of those exercises. Before what other people would say about you, what was the first one, please?
What do you appreciate about yourself?
Okay.
5 things you appreciate about yourself deeply.
Thank you. I will catch up.
Okay. Okay, Jack, let's hear some of yours. Come from a place of pride. Say it out in a way that you want the universe to know. Come from your core.
Yeah. I appreciate about myself my desire to learn and my openness to learning about myself.
Nice.
I appreciate the heart-focused sweetness that I have. I'm intelligent. I have 2 blank spots I haven't filled in yet. Things my friends would say. My groundedness,
Nice.
the way that I care, my curiosity and openness to the world.
Nice. Well, I want you to work on these because these are going to be like stickers which the universe will see, right? And that it's really important for us to be able to claim what we appreciate about ourselves, because that is the only way you're aligned to your highest self, because then you know what you appreciate about yourself. Without you knowing and claiming and owning and embodying what you love about yourself, a big step is going to be missing. So, when people like, is everyone going to get a partner after 8 weeks? I'm like, well, if they have done the work, they will. So it might take time for us to do the work that's needed to be done. And one of them is being self-aware, first step. Second is knowing what you appreciate about yourself. What an amazing creature you are. Kathleen, go for it.
I appreciate about myself that I am a good listener, that I am creative, that I am helpful, that I go with the flow, that I'm willing to learn. And my friends appreciate my humor, that I'm insightful, that I'm reliable, that I'm giving, and they appreciate conversing with me.
Oh, nice. Good job, Kathleen. Things flew. Nice ease and flow in your appreciation for self. Good for you. Nikki, go for it.
I don't know. I kept writing. I don't know the number, but I'm courageous. I have a good heart. I try to find humor in things. I'm compassionate. I'm reverent and I'm both reverent and irreverent. I think outside of the box. I feel like I have I think for myself. I have an independent mind. I don't try to go along with what other people say. I'm impish. I have a jokester part.
Nice.
And I hold a big spacious place. I feel like I can see a big context when things come in my way. I see it in a context of more than my personality.
Nice. Very nice.
Friends would say about me that I'm dynamic, I'm responsive, I'm accountable, I'm generous, I like to support other people, I'm curious, and yeah.
Yeah, good for you. So as you can see, remember, keep these notes, because once we get into creating the container and really putting in who you are, these will come handy. And also, of course, for dating profiles, they will come handy. But make sure you keep these notes with you and don't lose these pages. Okay, go for it, Jamie.
I have a pure heart. I am kind, positive, humorous / easygoing, creative, and present. And friends would say that they appreciate my listening, strength, caring, positivity, and my openness / realness.
Nice. Well done. They came from your core. Good ones. Hold on to them. Dominica, go for the others.
Sure. I said I'm funny, honest, smart, kind, and brave, and that my friends would say I'm fun, dependable, a good listener, someone who goes deep, loves well, and is good at plans.
Very good. Very straightforward, very clear, clean, good clarification of what you appreciate. Barbara, let's hear the rest.
Okay, so that I am a good listener. I love to have fun. Have a lot of compassion for people. I'm very curious. I appreciate beauty, and I love adventure.
Nice.
My friends would say that I'm a good listener, that I entertain them, that I am very helpful and generous.
Fantastic. Now let's go to Jen.
Self-appreciation. I have a great sense of adventure, determination to live in the light, my relationship to synchronicity and surprise, my ability to learn and excitement about new things, and my inner life of spirituality, creativity, music, and art. Friends who know me say that I take big risks. I'm a great leader. I have enthusiasm. I'm a good listener. I have wisdom and depth. I am playful and dependable.
Well done, everyone. Next is Sarah. Well done, Jen. Good one.
Thank you.
Direct, clear, clean, precise. Go for
Okay.
it, Sarah.
The things I like about myself are I'm considerate of others. I have a sense of humor. I have a positive determination to do things or whatever. I'm optimistic, and I can sing in tune.
Very good.
And I think friends would say that I was good-natured, humorous, courageous, reliable, and generous.
Very nice. Very nice. So from here, we are going to get into a ceremonial space, and then we will cover the other 5 of the beacon, self-beacon, after the ceremony, and you will know why. So the ceremony is called Flowering Tree Ceremony. Jack, do you know about it? Okay. The reference, or where it comes from, is from a Native American tribe called the Deer Tribe, D-E-E-R. They're based in Arizona. I trained with them. And the ceremony really is about helping us answer questions, troubleshoot. Okay. And we can use any question as the question for asking 4 questions around any theme. So the theme that we are going to work on is my partnership, my long-term partnership. It's the theme. And I will take you from the direction of the south of the tree to the west of the tree, then the north of the tree, and to the east of the tree. So I'll walk you over each direction. When you get to each direction, I'll ask to sit down with your back to the tree and ask a question. You will wait for answers to that question to come to you, and then you will write them down. Nikki, did you do this exercise? No, okay.
Where? You mean with you at another time?
Yeah,
Not yet.
okay. So don't worry about knowing anything. I will lead you through this. All you need is a pen and paper and a relaxing place, because I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, do certain things, and then I will ask you to open your eyes and take some notes. Then I will ask you again to close your eyes and then open your eyes and take some notes. Okay? So relax into your chair. Make sure you have pen and paper handy. Close your eyes And take a nice breath. Attend to your spine. And when you breathe, imagine a flow of energy flowing from your tailbone up, up, up to the top of your neck. And as you exhale, let that energy just drop down through your spine to your tailbone. Now imagine a strong growing root going down, down, down to the center of the earth. And in the center, there's a big tree. Tie your root around the tree so that you are anchored to this tree. Knowing that you can move around the tree, even with your roots tied to the trunk of the tree. First, walk over to the south side of the tree. Have a seat with your back against the tree and just look in the direction of the south. It's a beautiful day. Maybe you have birds around you. Maybe you have your spirit animal. Maybe there's a teddy bear that you love holding. You're just completely relaxed and happy. There's this beautiful tree and you're sitting with your back against it. You can smell the earth, the air. You can almost hear the ripple of a little brook that's flowing by. Now facing the south, which is the direction of innocence and curiosity, simply ask the question, who am I as a life partner? Who am I as a life partner? What are the qualities, attributes I have that makes me a wonderful life partner? Who is this me who is going to be a life partner? Open yourself up to receive messages, whether it's through words or images or songs. Who am I as a life partner that is going to walk in to a partnership with someone else? Who am I? If your mind goes somewhere else, simply bring it back to your breath as you're sitting with the question in the south direction. Who am I as a life partner? Notice yourself as a partner in a relationship. What is the core identity of this person that is you? What values, what attributes, what strengths identify who you are as a life partner? Knowing that the answers will keep coming to you, thank the direction of the south. Thank the tree behind you and gently open your eyes, grab the pen and paper and answer the question, the answers to which came to you. Who am I as a life partner? I am Sarah, wake up. Who am I? Carrie. Barbara, are you here? Okay, good. Good, good. True, Sarah. Once you are done, I would love you to keep the pen and paper down and relax back again. Find yourself deep down there near the tree and slowly walk clockwise from the south to the west of the tree, moving from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock if it was a clock face. Gently sit down, completely relaxed, with your back to the tree, looking at the west. The sky is beautiful. There are clouds. Maybe the sun is going to set. And into the direction of the west, place the question, where did I come from? I came here looking for a partnership. What's relevant in my past? What's the path that led me to here? What are the learnings I want to take with me from the past? Where did I come from? What are the gifts? What are the learnings? What are the experiences that has made you who you are today, wanting a life partnership? Hello, direction west. Tell me, where did I come from? Before I step into my life partnership, remind me again about the journey I have taken that makes me fitted and suited to start a life partnership. Feel the air, the smell, Welcome the imagery and the messages coming to you, memories from the past, reflections of the life you have walked, the path you have taken to get here. Where did I come from? If your attention goes somewhere else, simply come back to your breath, knowing that you are sitting with your back to the tree, opening up to the west. Where did I come from? Saying thank you to the west direction, touching the tree and saying thank you to the tree. Gently open your eyes, take the pen and paper, and simply write with what came up for you. Where did I come from? Now, when you're ready, relax back into wherever you're sitting or lying down, and take yourself back to the tree in the center of the earth, and slowly walk from west to the north clockwise, moving from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Say hello to the direction of the north and sit with your back to the tree. It's a beautiful sky in the direction of the north. Maybe you can see mountains far away. There's the breeze with the sweet scent. Some birds are chirping. There's a butterfly that suddenly comes and sits on your palm. Towards the north, you ask the question, what am I here for in terms of a relationship? What is the purpose of having a life partnership for me? What is the purpose of the life partnership I'm seeking for? Why am I calling in what I'm calling in? What is my purpose of having a life partnership? What is the purpose of me calling in a life partnership? And when you're ready, say thank you to the direction of the north. Maybe the butterfly has flown away. Thank the tree trunk. Come back to your body here now. Pick up the pen and paper and write down whatever messages came up for you. What is the purpose of the life partnership I'm calling it? Now slowly letting go of the paper and pen. For the last time, relax back into the space. Go deep down to the flowering tree and walk from the north clockwise towards the east from 12 to 3. Facing the east, sit down with your back to the tree. You can smell the earth. You can still hear the brook. Smell the flowers of the flowering tree. And facing the direction of the east, ask the question, where am I going? Where am I going with this relationship? In terms of the long-term relationship I'm calling in, what's my future? How does my future look like? Where am I going? See if you can dream in the future of this relationship that you are calling in. How does it look? Where am I going? If your mind goes somewhere else, simply bring it back, breathing gently to your spine, and be open to any messages, images coming to the question, where am I going? Saying thank you to the direction of the east and the tree for holding space for your ceremony. Slowly come on back to your body in the third plane. Open your eyes, take the pen and paper, and write down whatever came up for you to the question, where am I going? Take a minute or so to look at all the 4 answers. And see what jumps up for you in terms of, that's interesting. So what this exercise does, it gives you kind of a snapshot of your intention. Who are you? Right? So in the south is who are you, in the north is, what's the purpose? And in the west is where did you come from, and the east is where you're going. So it gives you your identity, your purpose, your past, and your future. So you stand in the middle asking these 4 questions. Remember, any problem you ever have in life, you can always use the flowering tree to ask these 4 questions. Who am I in terms of this? What's my purpose? Where did I come from? Where am I going? So Jamie, what came up for you during this exercise?
I would probably need a little more time to go back and read it to find it even more clearly, but I noticed that I was talking a lot about really being fully me.
Mm,
And that
nice.
word seemed to be coming up a lot, the fully.
Very nice. Yeah, I always say after the class, sit down one day with your writings and kind of, reflect upon it and keep writing a free flow, what came up for you. But being fully you, whether you want to remain fully you in this relationship, whether it's in your purpose or, where you're going, what came, the path that you took that led you to be fully you. And that's who wants to move forward. That's who wants to be in a relationship that's who wants to, appear as the person in the relationship. That's a good one. Fully you. Thank you. Kathleen, what came up for you?
Um, Partner. That came up twice in the first part. A lot of just companionship, sharing, growth, passion.
Nice.
Um, I guess it's things that I have not necessarily had or explored. In terms of a partnership, a romantic partnership.
Got it. That's what you're looking for in the new relationship.
Yes.
Nice. Thank you. Sarah, what came up for you that was interesting?
Basically, I've been on this journey for a long time. Like, I decided in high school that I was going to act differently toward people. I was kind of snarky and sarcastic and stuff in high school. And after my junior year, I decided I was going to change that. And I modeled myself on a friend who was always kind, always generous, always there for people, and made it, I thought, a big transition. And I think that transition has held all these years. At least I try. I try. So, and that has helped to mold what my future held and has held all these years. So, and I have in my relationships, my first one, not so good, but my long-term ones. But the second one, it had opened me to learn a great deal from this other person that I was with, and and she was awfully kind and generous and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a long journey.
So the question that makes me most curious, and this is something I want you to answer, all of you, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of having a long-term relationship for you? So what came up around that for you, Sarah?
Unmute again. Well, what I wrote down was love, companionship, shared experiences, doing things with someone, and doing that forever, basically.
Okay, thank you. Jamie, what came up for you on that section? In the north, where you were like, what's the purpose of me being in a relationship?
Read what I wrote. It is time for you to meet you, see you, understand you, love you, be you, and share you. Smile inside and outside. Love her, love you. Two beautiful beings being side by side, fully loving, living, being fully.
Well done. Well done. Nice. Kathleen, what came up for you to that third question? What's the purpose of your relationship?
Companionship, exploration, growth, support, love, passion, family, and sharing.
Okay. Make sure you do not lose these papers, guys, because this is building up. Every day we will build up on things. So make a notebook out of it. Okay, Barbara, what came up for you? And specifically, what's your purpose of calling a long relationship for you?
Companionship, to feel less lonely, to have somebody to count on, to have fun with someone, and to help my heart heal, and just to see if I can do it.
I like that. Last one. Good for you. Okay, Jack.
Uh, Amplifying our light in the world, helping me to be more of who I am and sharing it. Purpose of a long-term relationship is it feels like it's on my soul's learning edge, learning how to relate that way and not be really solely self-focused. It means sharing and trusting, and that actually felt pretty foreign in my imagination.
Mm,
Um,
interesting.
and I wrote joy question mark. And I think that just like the overall thing that kind of struck me is the future part is really hard for me to imagine. And
Interesting.
the notes I took were, it's hard to see too good to be true. I get to have this. Life shared together, navigating future challenges together, like climate change and aging and
The hard stuff. Yep.
yeah.
Thank you. Keep on that. That's very interesting. Like almost like, do you deserve to have a future with someone, right? You're not sure yet.
Yeah. I've struggled with the feeling like I'm just never gonna have that
Mm,
most of my life. I think that's part of why it was hard for me to let go of the one
yeah.
serious relationship I had.
Mm-hmm. You know, we have to start believing that possibilities are endless, right? If you don't believe in it, then that's hard to manifest. But yeah, possibilities are endless. Nikki, go for it.
So just read the north.
No, just say anything that stands out anywhere and then read the note.
Well, I'm delighted what stands out because usually I take up a lot of space. And the whole thing was about supporting someone to be their best self. And
Mm,
it was all about them, which is really quite different from me. Have them do the same for me. But I'm a champion of my partner's growth. It's not about me. It's about me. It's about having a spiritual practice. And the purpose is that we both have our best self. And 1 + 1 = 3.
like that.
It's like me and her, and then the relationship. And the relationship is bigger than the two parts. So
Very nice.
what I'm here for is, yeah, to be my best self and to have them be their best self. It's pretty much what I said. To surrender, to allow myself to let go and to not have to do things alone. To makes the journey easier, to make the world a better place through this union, to be accountable, and to have a sexual partner.
Well done. Okay, Dominica.
I guess two of the things that stuck out to me was the word joy came up a lot for me. Like in 3 of the 4 answers, joy is there. And for one of them, I just heard the word joy repeatedly, like what I want to manifest in the future, where it's going. So I just wrote it
Nice.
down repeatedly.
Nice.
And then the South, where you've come from, was definitely the hardest one for me. And I wrote deep heartache and deep appreciation. And I have loved and grieved so deeply to heal and to find you. And so I really appreciated that because I felt like it was a nice sort of reframing of the sort of suffering that I've endured the past few years in
Yep.
this area of my life.
Mhm.
And then for the purpose, I wrote to heal, to grow compassion, to create a shared life together, to be most fully myself in every possible way, because I am still here. And that's all I wrote for that.
Nice. Well done. I'm glad that joy came up in 3 of the places. Don't
Mhm.
we want joy, everyone? We all want joy. Okay, who is left? Jane, go for it.
What jumped up for me was I had this image, but I want to preface it to say that when I was 35, I became a pipe carrier and I've led Native American medicine wheels for years and years and years. And so I so appreciate you bringing that into the area of relationship. So the image I got was sitting around the sacred fire, sharing our stories, our adventures, our families, having a space for loving when we're home, and a space when we're traveling away, deepening trust, faith, truth, and heart openings. And in the North, what's the purpose? My purpose is to see and be seen, to celebrate and be celebrated, to share new adventures and feelings and consciousness, to sit still together and stare into the fire, to listen to each other, to truly know and love one another, to feel at home with another fully, to share bed, TV, car, family, to be touched by the beauty of another's body, mind, spirit, and soul, and to open our hearts and feel warm and excited.
Beautiful. Well said. Thank you. I love the image of sitting by the children's fire.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Barbara. You are muted, love.
I already spoke.
Oh, you did. Right. I forgot. Okay. Everyone has spoken? I think so. Okay. So knowing that this walk that you just did will come and impact a lot of the other things we will do in the future. But what I want to finish up today is going back to where I started, the 7 levels of self-worth. That's also when you build yourself, we want to make sure the 7 levels are covered. So the first one was self-awareness. We must all have self-awareness in our pocket. Next was self-appreciation, right? The next layer is self-acceptance. We have to accept ourselves for who we are without judgment. We cannot judge ourselves. We have to look at and accept our good things, our not so good things, where we are weak, where we are strong. But we have got to accept ourselves, because if we can't accept ourselves, no one will. Right? So self-awareness, self-appreciation, self-acceptance. Next one, and this is a little bit difficult one to think about, self-pleasure. Can you give yourself pleasure just for the sake of it? Because it's really important that we learn and know how to give ourselves pleasure and not wait for someone else to give it to us. The reason we are building this beacon is we have to be self-sufficient to be in a good relationship. You know, I asked my mother, "Ma, what is a good relationship?" And she said, it's like a sauce. The actual food has to be created by us. A good relationship is like a sauce that makes the food more interesting and more delicious. So this beacon of self-worth remember that these are abilities that we are growing for ourselves. Self-awareness, self-appreciation, self-acceptance, self-pleasure. Next one is common, self-love. What's the difference between self-pleasure and self-love? Pleasure is actually being a sentient being, right? We are human. We love to eat. We love to swim in the ocean. We love to, have ice cream. We love to touch people. We love to kiss. We love to paint. We love to, put our fingers in the clay and make things. So what are the little ways that you can give yourself pleasure? Self-love is really loving yourself. Self-love is how your highest self loves you without any criticism. You don't need validation from outside to love yourself. We have to grow self-love, because without feeling love for ourselves, we cannot accept that void to be filled by an outside love. It's an unending void. We have to fill up the hole in ourselves where self-love should be sitting. After self-love is self-actualization, which means whatever purpose you feel you are here to serve as a human, you are on the path of actualizing yourself. And the last one, the seventh one, seems very woo-woo, but I'll tell you what it means. It's basically being impeccable. What does being impeccable mean? It simply means you walk your talk. So Nikki, what's the first one?
Self-awareness.
Jane, second one.
Self-appreciation.
Okay, Sarah, what's the third one?
Self-acceptance.
Barbara, fourth.
Self-pleasure.
Nice. Jack.
Self-love.
Dominica.
Self-actualization.
Nice. And who did I not ask? Jamie.
Impeccable.
Nice. So how is this true? We have 8 people who I didn't ask. I didn't ask you. Okay. So now, do not look at your notes. Kathleen, tell me all the 7.
That's not fair.
Come on, you can do it.
Self-awareness, there's something in between self-awareness and self-acceptance.
Self-appreciation.
Self-appreciation, self-acceptance. I appreciate and accept that I have no memory.
What's the next one without looking?
Self-love in there, self-pleasure. is before-
Nice. So self-pleasure comes before self-love. Just know
Yes.
that whatever is our sentient being, pleasure comes before love.
Self-actualization, I forget where that comes. Impeccable.
Nice. You're done.
Did I get them all?
You got them all.
Alrighty.
Can you repeat what self-actualization is?
So hold on, don't do that. Jane, I want you to say it. Start. It makes sense. I want you to understand why one is after the other.
Okay.
So, what is the first thing without which nothing happens in any situation? What's the first?
You talking to me?
Yeah,
Self-awareness.
nice.
To be
Hold on
present.
to that. Absolutely. So obviously, the first thing at the beginning of everything is awareness, right? Whether it's self or a situation or someone else, it's to be aware. Okay. Once you're aware of something, what you want to do to be a good human is like, oh, I really like that pink color. So you're aware that there's a flower out there, right? You look and there's a rose. You're aware that there's a rose. First thing you want to do is to appreciate it, right? So next is self-appreciation. What do you want to do next after being aware that it's beautiful? You accept the rose in its totality. You see the thorns, you see the leaves, you see part of the rose is actually wilted. You accept the rose for what it is. So everyone got these three in your head? Awareness, appreciation, acceptance.
No.
Okay.
No.
Then what do you want to do? Then you want to smell the rose. You want to get the pleasure of like smelling the rose. Oh, it's so beautiful. And once you have gained pleasure from it, then you're like, oh my God, I love this rose so much. It has smell and it looks beautiful. Yes, there is the thorns, but oh, look at this rose. And then what do you want to do? You want to pluck it and take it with you so that it can sit in your flower vase and fill its purpose of giving you pleasure and beauty. That's the self-actualization for the rose. The rose is there to give pure joy to you. And what's the self-impeccability? Once the rose dies, you make sure it goes to the compost bin. There you go. Remember the story of the rose. Yes, Nikki, go for it.
This doesn't flow for me. I mean,
Okay,
I hear
tell
what
me.
you're saying. I hear what
Tell
you're
me
saying.
what doesn't flow.
I mean, self-awareness works for me.
Okay.
That's the first thing. And then I don't know why these are, the order doesn't flow for me. I can mix it up and make it work and say different things that would make it work. So
You can make it work however you want to make it work.
what system is this yours or is this the Native American system or?
It is. It is the Deer Tribe layer of going from self-awareness to self-worth. They're talking about these steps one by one. I
Because
agree with it.
I can imagine being aware and then accepting my awareness and then appreciating my awareness.
Absolutely. You can do
I mean,
that.
they don't flow from one. I mean, I like the 7 of them, but they don't flow from one to another for me.
You don't have to. You can
Okay.
put it in any order that works for you.
Okay, thank you.
These are the 7 segments. I had the same problem. I was like, self-acceptance comes before self-appreciation. Because if I'm aware, I want to accept all parts of me first, and then I
Exactly.
want to appreciate.
That's exactly my feeling.
Yep, I agree with you. I am teaching you what they teach, and then it's up to you to figure out what works for you. And
Okay.
this is right for anything I teach. Remember, I'm teaching the best I can, lineages and what my opinions are. You're the person who gets to take, titrate, and filter anything that suits you for your own good. So don't always ask questions. Don't ever take anything for granted. I know nothing. I'm just a portal to stuff. Okay, so I'm going to open up. We have 15 minutes. And what I want to open up are your questions about what are the areas that are your growth edges in terms of being a life partner? What are the areas that you believe you have more work to do or you're working on? Examples. I need to work better on my boundaries. I am still a little bit codependent. I still have addiction issues. I go for shiny objects. Let's crack it open and take a moment to say what is still my growth edge in terms of having a long-term relationship. Yes, Barbara, go for it.
Well, I know I move faster than a lot of people that I'm around, so I get a little impatient, and I think that that's something that I need to look at and calm down about.
Okay. Tell me more how it's going to impact your looking for relationship, being impatient. Let's
Well,
say you're impatient. How is it going to impact you finding a long-term partner? What are you afraid of?
well, how is it going to impact me? It will
Yeah.
interfere with um well, I know when I feel like somebody's impatient with me, it doesn't feel good. So I'm assuming that that's true for a lot of other people. So um, I think that would interfere with intimacy and
So what is the work that you are doing or want to do in terms of your patience?
what is the work that I want to do?
Yeah. How do you want to change from impatience to being a patient person?
How do I want to do it? Well, I know that I want to do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have it in my awareness that when I get impatient, when I feel that, just to become more aware of when I am impatient, to calm down.
Okay. So one of the tricks of impatience to patience is, number one is pause. Count for 10. Just pause and count for 10. If you have enough carrot, you need to know why you want to be patient. You need to have a carrot, because everyone, any change needs to have a carrot. There has to be a reason for you to want to change something. If the reason is big enough, you will change.
Well, I don't want to cause anyone distress.
That's a very sweet thought, self-awareness about you. That's basically self-awareness, right? You're aware that you're impatient. And then you can, I don't want to give you all the toolkits. There's hundreds of articles and hundreds of YouTube and TED Talks. Go and look at TED Talk about patience. There's a couple which are very interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm really proud that you have noticed it. First thing is to notice and be aware of it, and to be able to say, you know what, I want to change this. Because patience or impatience, that's not who you are. Your essence, your energy is beautiful and perfect. It's how you behave, right? It's a behavioral trait. Anything that's a behavioral trait can be changed. And the first step is to be aware and say, I don't want to accept this. I want to change. I want to appreciate my patience instead of accept my impatience, which I don't want. Good for you, Barbara. Jamie, anything that you can see is your growing edge?
Yeah, I feel like I got a big mirror put up to me not too long ago. And so I'm actually doing a lot of reading and work on differentiation. My ability to balance being who I am and also being in connection and togetherness with someone. So I noticed kind of for the first time that I have some habitual defense mechanisms that come up that I didn't realize were such. And now I want to recognize them sooner when they happen, and also understand that when they happen, it's my responsibility to be mindful and self-soothe and take care of it. So I want to catch it sooner when it happens and self-soothe myself.
Fantastic. So the mirror is something that's going to come up in a lot of work, because the work of anyone who is your friend, your partner, anyone close to you, anyone who loves you, is to be able to act as a mirror to you. Any relationship that you are in is basically they're reflecting you back, right? And if you can carry the mirror, so within you, you always have a self-witness. The self-witness is always noticing you. Oh my God, Jack is doing this. Oh my God, look, she doesn't believe in the future. Look at Jack. Jack is playing with rocks. She's going to hurt us. He is going to hurt us himself. So there's the witness within us. And the work of the witness is to reflect back to you what you're doing. And the more you are in connection and have a relationship with your witness, you can almost like your witness is standing back in your back body and watching you, and the witness is probably the wisest self within you. It's your highest self. So when you say you got a big mirror looking at you, that's what came up to me is, wow, you have developed and are developing a great relationship with your inner witness, right? And if you ask your witness, you will get the answers. Just like basically the flowering tree today, essentially, those directions were your witnesses, and they gave you the answers. So you can find that witness within you. And someday we will work on something called core and boundary. What I feel like you really work on your core, which is your essence, which is your highest self in the middle. We always say, imagine a column around your spine, and your energy or your essence lives in that column, right? And your whole body glows with the light and the color of your essence. And your boundary that you're trying to develop is like almost like a cocoon or a balloon 3 feet around you. And within that is your space to play. We'll draw that someday when we develop our fullest self. Okay, so just keep thinking that you have an energetic boundary, that you don't leave, you don't go outside that, and nothing or no one comes inside that. And within that, it is your job to self-regulate. We will talk about polyvagal nerve theory, which is about self-soothing and self-regulation. And also BBTRS, which is biodynamic breathwork, which is also about self-regulation. Remind me if I forget to talk about those things. Thanks. Okay, Barbara. Oh, sorry, Barbara. Jane.
I'm very picky and critical to meeting somebody. And yet, if I have chemistry, that's it. Like, there I am. So it's either stay away or come on in. And usually the ones who have come in end up leaving me. So I feel I can't win.
Mm-hmm. So this is, in the warrior attributes, there are 8 warrior attributes, and one of them is space and distance, which means you have to be able to hold space for both of you to slowly start to get to know each other. You cannot be quick. It's a shiny object, there's chemistry, let's jump in. That's not going to work.
But I don't even know if these people are straight or gay. So I don't trust, if I don't have chemistry, they're probably straight women and it's never going to work. So I don't know how to hold the right distance.
Yeah.
How do I know?
Well, first is slowing down. First and foremost, slowing down, ground yourself, find your core, and be true to yourself. Once people see who you are, then the right person will come closer to you.
Well, where would you find this person? I mean, where,
Anywhere. They'll find you.
but
They'll
I'd have to
find
be
you.
open. I'd have to be open, and I would only be open if I felt something.
No, you do not. As opposed to what everyone says, you do not have to be this open. You have to be open with the boundary. You don't open up fully. It's like the exposure of a camera. The problem is if you completely open up, then weird stuff will start coming into your auric edge. You have to have a door that you will open when you want to. So
Yeah,
you
right
need
now
to gain control on the gate.
Right now, everything's closed. I won't let anybody in. So,
Good for you. Good for you. Stay there. That's the first step. I would rather you not open it than open it fully. You will learn to open it slowly. First, you do a cat door so that only this much is open. And because it's a cat door, only cats come in, not the dogs. So you have to have a differentiation between the gender identity of people who gets attracted to you and who comes towards you.
okay.
Sit with it. Just think of a gate and think you are going to open a gate just for other lesbians, not straight people. And slowly start engaging with the energy. You know the gay radar. You just don't trust it. Hone onto your radar that tells you the gender identity of that other person.
But my radar is women between the ages of 30 and 50. I mean, the imager is young woman, and I'm no longer a young woman. So I don't know if I'm open to older women.
Well, that's for you to decide. When you go to the dream night tonight, place the question by your table. Write it on a paper, put it by your bedside table before you go to sleep, and say, hey, I need answer to this.
What is the question?
What am I supposed to do because I'm attracted to women between 30 and 50 and I don't know where to find them, or whatever the question is. Whatever question you are wanting answers to, put it in a bowl by your bedside table before you go to sleep.
Okay.
And let it be there till you find the answer. Okay, one more person gets to talk about. Yes, Nikki, go for it.
Yeah, so what came up for me was that I have a pretty busy life and I really like what I'm doing and I don't have enough time to keep up with my life. So it feels like bringing someone else in is challenging for me. So
Well, when you create the profile of the person you want to call in, it has to be someone who also has a busy life and wants a connection and whatever attributes you have put that you want from that person.
right, but I'm not, my solution, what I'm doing now, and this came out of the couple of days the couple of times I was in the decluttering class. It's like there are these projects that I've been wanting to do for a long time and I've just been sitting there. And all of a sudden I'm getting them done. And it just feels like that they've been weighing on me, like finishing my living trust and stuff like that. It's been, I mean, some big things, they've been weighing on me. And so it just feels like I use that as a way to not open to like I feel like decluttering is really my solution. And
Nice.
it's decluttering things, but also, you know, physical things, which I have been doing. And it's also decluttering these unfinished stuff in my life so
You're
that
decluttering time. You're
Yeah.
finishing up projects that opens up time for
That's
you
what
to
I, that's,
engage.
and that's
Yeah.
what I've been focusing on. And
Love
yes,
it.
yeah,
Love it.
that feels good. So I'm
Good.
thinking that I'm doing this process, and somewhere in the beginning of the new year, I'll be open to be in the present a lot more. Maybe sooner,
Nice.
but that's what I'm thinking.
Nice. Dominica,
Yeah, I just want to say quickly that when you asked the question, I thought, well, I picked the wrong people. That's one block that I have. Even when they seem like the right people, they turn out to be the wrong people. And also, I have these limiting beliefs. And then I realized, they're connected. I have these limiting beliefs about not being able to get or find what I really want. And so I pick the people who won't give me what I really want. And then I get in
beautiful.
relationship with them and I say, well, I really want this, but I don't expect you to give it to me because that's a really hard thing to have. And what ends up happening? Not only do they not give it to me, but they also hurt and betray me like in really huge, unpredictable
My
ways
God,
that I
this is
didn't
like
see
chicken and egg
coming.
situation.
So it's like, oh yeah, I'm not responsible for what these people did. They have their own pathologies and they're responsible for themselves. But I'm really setting it up that way, and I think it's gonna keep getting set up if I'm not more clear about what I deserve in a way that I'm willing to assert it and not just be like, oh, never
Absolutely.
mind about it. So that was
Absolutely. Good
a good
catch.
aha for me.
Wonderful. Good catch, Dominica. Very good catch. Okay, Sarah.
I think I need to work on once I get ensconced in a relationship, I just assume that the other person knows how I feel.
Mm,
And I need to work on continuing to make the other person feel very appreciated, and not assuming that they know that I feel that. So
beautiful.
that I really appreciate them. So that's one thing I'd really like to work on.
Nice. Nice job. Okay, who else didn't I ask? Jack, have I asked you?
No, yeah, I think what came up before about actually being able to imagine that I can have a relationship is something I really need to work on. And the other thing that came up is I think, I'm an adult, mature individual. I'm able to relate with people in a mature adult way, but I think when I approach relationship, I become very young and
Mm,
very small.
so you
And
regress.
yeah, and I mean, I think I've learned I have the skills now to hold myself in a romantic relationship, but when I approach it and I think about like I'm almost like I go out in the world and I don't see people, I don't have any thoughts about, it doesn't occur to me to think, oh, am I attracted to that person? Would that be someone I might want to date? Like it doesn't even pass through my mind. It's just not like part of my world.
Interesting.
And I have to actually consciously make myself ask the questions like, well, look around, Jack. Who's here? um, and I think there's just a really young part of me that doesn't feel like that's for me.
Got
So
it.
I think there's a
Well,
lot.
welcome to the table.
Yeah.
Kathleen.
So I want to thank Dominica because I was having a real hard time putting it into words, but I really like limiting beliefs. And for me, like if I'm online looking at a profile or whatever, I will look at it and go, oh, there's no way she'd be interested in me. So my limiting beliefs, I don't even try.
Got it.
And I want to try.
Nice. Well done. Well said. Have I asked everyone, right? I believe so. Okay, it's 8:05. Fantastic, everyone. Great work for the first class. Really, I love each one of you. Amazing. You are showing up. You're all doing your self-work. You have the right questions. You went into a flow with grace and ease. It's a great team. I
Look,
will see you next Tuesday.
Brooke, is it always Is it always the same link?
It's always the same link, people.
Okay.
Okay. What I want you to do is to study a website. Jack, you already know about this. It's called the 5 Personality Patterns. And the website is the5personalitypatterns.com, and 5 is the number 5. It's basically a book, but the website has enough material for you to understand the 5 personality patterns that the author is talking about. It comes from a psychiatrist called Wilhelm Reich, R-E-I-C-H.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So yes, that's the book. If anyone wants to buy, you're welcome to buy it, but there's enough in the website for you to read about what are the 5 personality patterns that all humans run based on the defense mechanisms that we grew when we were very little. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with any of them. It's just unconscious patterns we still run as adults because we wanted to survive as children. And so we put up some defense mechanisms to survive. All I want you to do is read about the 5 patterns. There's a bunch of YouTube videos and a lot of material. And see if you can figure out what patterns you might run more than the others. There's usually 2 of them that, we are more like, I might be running this and this more than the other 3. But we all run all of them. It's just there are 2 that we run more than the others. Take a look. It's fascinating reading. It will really help you understand character patterns. I call them energy patterns. And this is going to be important in terms of noticing what patterns we run and how you will interact with the people you are dating based on those patterns that they run. Okay, so it's a great reading material, and we will work with it in the next session.
It says by Stephen Kessler. Is that the same one?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And you will have a lot of questions. You will bring that to class. We will discuss them. Okay? Have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful week. See you next Tuesday.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Dominica. Bye, Barbara.